Hello everyone, this is Riku Keyblade Master and I have the results of the recall election for Gavin Newsom. He still won the recall election. But as far as the vaccinations go, the main topic I want to talk about today is government outreach. Do you believe that the federal government should be forcing everyone to get vaccinated? Now, see, the thing is, for me, I'm gonna say no. Reason being is because I'm a little bit split on this. The reason I'm saying no is because it should be a person's choice, just like how abortion should be a woman's right to choose whether she wants to get an abortion or not. See, the thing is that they need to come out with something other than vaccines. Vaccines are not always the best way to go. I do not believe that, the go-to antidote should always be a vaccine. Because, like I said, what if you have people like me who have severe PTSD against needles? Like when I was getting my internet hooked up, I talked to the technician who was hooking up my internet, and he said he can't do needles either. The only form of needles he can do is a tattoo. That's it. Anything else, get that away from him. But it seems that me and his wife have a lot in common. We both have different forms of PTSD. In fact, other than PTSD from needles, I have a lot of others too. And it's just not easy dealing with everything. And I don't believe that the government, the federal government, should be allowed to say, all right, you know what? You need to force your employees, no matter what state you're in, to get vaccinated. If not, then weekly tested. Tested every single week or whatever. Now, the thing is, that depends on the test. Because if it's the spit test, fine. Now, if it's that thing, like I said, about getting stuck up your nose, I'm out. Because I have small nostrils as it is. And plus with my shunt, it's just not a good idea. I mean, really, if you think about it, I would much rather take the spit test. Anyway, bottom line, no, I do not think a federal outreach or a federal mandate is not... I don't think it's constitutional. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think it's constitutional. I think it's a form of control. As in authoritarianism. And we are supposed to be a free country. I mean, what's next? Everybody's supposed to... All the churchgoers are supposed to attend the same exact church that Biden goes to. I mean, really. And while we're on the topic, my main reason why I won't step foot in a church anymore is because of the fact that, well, we had a substitute minister at one point when I was younger. Around the time, in fact, it was the same exact day that my Uncle Frank was in the hospital. And I didn't want to go because I knew something was going to be wrong. But no one listened to me. Next thing you know, boom! Something did go wrong. Not only was there a substitute minister, but the substitute minister was handing out bottles of water that had something clear and undetectable in it that made everybody go all zombified. The reason I wasn't affected is because I saw what was happening 2 rows in front of me. And unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to evacuate as many people as I was hoping to evacuate. But at least the point is, I got my family out of there and some of my friends out of there. It was me, my sister, and all of my brothers. And man, was it bad. So then I told our main pastor, who I was very close friends with. His name was Ryan, sorry. Well, anyway, the point is, Ron, my bad. Too many R names. Anyway, yeah, it's just I haven't seen him in such a long time. The last time I bumped into him was when my last trip to Bargain Bonanza. And that was a few years ago. It was like maybe 3 years ago exactly. Almost. Give or take. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that I told him about what happened. And he told me, he said, wow, you know, your family is lucky to have a future visionist like you. Holy cow. If you hadn't have done what you did, I really couldn't imagine what it would have been like to have something happen to you, especially. And ever since then, whenever he had to go out on a business trip, because I found out also that he had a second job. He worked for John Deere, and I think he still does. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, he said he had a business meeting at work. And that's why he had to put a substitute in his place, because he couldn't make it. And let's just put it this way. I only went once or twice more before I quit going, because he asked me to give it another couple of shots. And ever since then, yeah, I've stepped foot in a few churches, but that's because of the fact that my family had forced me, especially one Easter where, I was like, dude, I don't think this is a good idea, because Easter fell again close to the exact day that my uncle was killed. And my uncle died on Easter that year. That is why I detest churches. Because, not only because of that, but because of substitute ministers. Honestly, one close encounter was enough. Bottom line is, at least we made it out of there with our lives. I am surprised that the story didn't make it on the news, but in a way, I'm not surprised because back then they thought that people with disabilities. I have a funny feeling that the reason why it didn't end up on the news is because people were saved by a person with disabilities, which is a very good reason why it should have ended up on the news. But this was back when people with disabilities were still being shunned for existing. I mean, we're still being shunned for existing now, but still. Man. But anyway, holy cow. The fact is, the government outreach is leading to authoritarianism, and I don't think it's right. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That was one scary experience for me. Ugh.